A Brazilian fugitive accused of murdering her husband is back on U.S. soil to face justice, thanks in part to 48 hours. Karl Hoerig was a major in the Air Force Reserve. He was shot and killed in his own home back in March of 2007. The main suspect in the case was his wife, but she flew back to her native Brazil shortly after Hoerig's death. 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty has been following this case and joins us at the table to discuss. Good morning, Erin.
Good morning, all. Karl Hoerig's family and the prosecutor in Trumbull County, Ohio, have been trying for more than a decade to get his wife, Claudia, back to this country to face charges in the death of the American military hero. But Brazil has refused to extradite its native-born citizens until now.
A weary and at times teary Claudia Hoerig was arraigned last Friday morning, charged with the aggravated murder of her husband, decorated Air Force pilot Major Karl Hoerig.
He was amazing. He was actually a very good pilot, but he was a better person.
We are here today solely for the purposes of an arraignment, one count of aggravated murder.
Now 53, Claudia looks nothing like the woman who fled the country in March 2007, 3 days before police found her husband shot to death. Paul Hoerig is Karl's brother.
My oldest brother called and told me. As soon as he said Karl's dead, I already know who did it. I knew it was her.
Karl had been married less than 2 years to Claudia, a Brazilian native. The marriage had fallen apart and Karl was threatening divorce. He was shot with a .357 revolver, and an investigation shows that just days earlier, his wife had bought one. Investigators believe that after shooting her husband, Claudia flew to Brazil, a country that refuses to extradite native-born citizens. But American officials argued Claudia gave up her Brazilian citizenship when she signed an oath to become an American citizen years before her marriage to Karl.
She's the one that left. She's the one that should come back.
Last fall, Paul Hoerig traveled with 48 Hours to Brazil to push for Claudia's extradition.
It makes me mad to know that she was living such a comfortable life, and, you know, my brother's dead.
Paul never expected what would happen just 3 months later.
The phone rang, and it was Dennis Watkins on the other end. He said, "She's back, we've got her."
Claudia Hoerig, who pleaded not guilty, is expected to go on trial within the next year and is being held on a $10 million bond. Officials say that Paul Hoerig's trip, and that's Karl's brother, to Brazil with 48 Hours made a real difference in this case. I think he put a face on the victims.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
That does make a difference. You didn't see this coming?
No, I did not. And I got a call Wednesday night last week. The prosecutor, Dennis Watkins, didn't even give his name. He just said, "She's in my jail." And I was like, I hate to say, you didn't call me, you didn't tell me so I could be there. But yeah, it's a surprise because this has never happened that a native-born Brazilian has ever been extradited.
Interesting.
Amazing. Thanks, Erin.